Welcome back to our channel. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you don't ever miss an interesting video from us, such as this one. In this video, we are going to discuss the top 10 mysteriously deadly virus. Number 10. Marburg virus. The disease caused by the Marburg virus is highly virulent. It belongs to the same family as Ebola and results in hemorrhagic fever with a fatality ratio of 88%. Two large outbreaks occurred simultaneously in Marburg and Frankfurt in Germany and in Belgrade, Serbia in 1967, which led to the discovery of the disease. Human infection with Marburg virus disease initially results from prolonged exposure to mines or caves inhabited by Rochet's bat colonies. Once an individual is infected with the virus, Marburg can spread through human-to-human interactions via direct contact with the blood, secretions, organs, or other bodily fluids of infected people and with surfaces and materials contaminated with these fluids. As of now, there is no proven treatment available for Marburg virus disease. Number 9. Ebola virus. The Ebola virus disease, EVD, formerly known as Ebola hemorrhagic fever, is a rare but severe, often fatal illness in humans. EVD entered the public eye in 1976 through two simultaneous outbreaks in what is now Nizara, South Sudan, and the other in Yabuku, DRC. The latter occurred in a village near the Ebola River from which the disease takes its name. The 2014 through 2016 outbreak in West Africa was the largest Ebola outbreak since its discovery. Ebola is introduced into the human population through close contact with the bodily fluids of infected animals such as fruit bats, chimpanzees, gorillas, monkeys, forest antelope, or porcupines found ill or dead in the rainforest. People remain infectious as long as their blood contains the virus. As of now, there is a vaccine, RVSV-ZEBOV, which was used during the 2018-2019 Ebola outbreak in DRC. Number 8. Rabies. Rabies is another infectious viral disease that is almost always fatal once symptoms start to show. In up to 99% of cases, domestic dogs are responsible for rabies virus transmission to humans. Rabies is present in all continents except Antarctica, with over 95% of human deaths occurring in Asia and Africa. Rabies is one of the neglected tropical diseases that predominantly affect poor and vulnerable populations who live in remote and rural locations. Although effective human vaccines and immunoglobulins exist for rabies, they are not readily available or accessible to those in need. Number 7. HIV. The human immunodeficiency virus attacks the immunity of the individual, killing off their killer T cells. This leaves the person in an immunocompromised state that makes them susceptible to various infections and diseases that a healthy individual can fight off. The most advanced stage of HIV infection is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, AIDS. HIV can be transmitted via the exchange of a variety of body fluids from infected people, such as blood, breast milk, semen, and vaginal secretions. HIV can also be transmitted from a mother to her child during pregnancy and delivery. Individuals cannot become infected through ordinary day-to-day contacts, such as kissing, hugging, shaking hands, or sharing personal objects, food, or water. Number 6. Influenza. Influenza, commonly known as the flu, is an infectious disease caused by an influenza virus. Symptoms can be mild to severe. The most common symptoms include high fever, runny nose, sore throat, headache, coughing, and feeling tired. Influenza spreads around the world in yearly outbreaks, resulting in about 3 to 5 million cases of severe illness and about 290,000 to 650,000 deaths. About 20% of unvaccinated children and 10% of unvaccinated adults are infected each year. Death occurs mostly on high-risk groups, the young, the old, and those with other health problems. These droplets can land in the mouths or noses of people who are nearby. Rarely, a person might get the flu by touching a surface or an object that has the flu virus on it, and then touching their mouth, nose, or possibly their eyes. antiviral drugs are used to treat influenza. Number 5. Hantavirus. Hantaviruses are a family of viruses spread mainly by rodents and can cause varied disease syndromes in people worldwide. Hantaviruses in the Americas are known as New World hantaviruses and may cause hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, HPS. Other hantaviruses, known as Old World hantaviruses, are found mostly in Europe and Asia and may cause hemorrhagic fever with renal syndrome, HFRS. Each hantavirus stereotype is spread by specific rodent species when the virus becomes aerosolized from their feces, blood, or urine. Number 4. Rotavirus. They are a wheel-shaped virus that is transmitted through contact with food and drink contaminated with infected feces. They can also spread through contact with contaminated surfaces. The disease has a winter and seasonal pattern in temperate countries like the U.S. The symptoms of the virus include vomiting, diarrhea, and severe dehydration. Adults generally do not contract rotavirus, or, if they do, have milder symptoms. Number 3. SARS-CoV. It is a severe respiratory illness caused by SARS-associated coronavirus, SARS-CoV, and was first reported in 2003 in China and resulted in a large-scale pandemic that crossed national borders. The symptoms developed are high fever, body aches, and pneumonia. It is transmitted mostly by respiratory droplets released by infected persons or by touching of contaminated surfaces. CDC and its partners like WHO continue to monitor the presence of SARS to ensure that no outbreaks since 2004 happen again. Number 2. SARS-CoV-2. A coronavirus similar to the SARS virus that was discovered in China. It is currently on the track to be the cause for a global pandemic. It is transmitted through the contact of respiratory droplets or contaminated surfaces. The symptoms of CoV-2 are dry cough and fever resulting in pneumonia. Global efforts are being made to ensure a cure for the disease and to ensure it doesn't escalate in severity further. Number 1. MERS-CoV. Middle East Respiratory Syndrome is again a respiratory illness caused by a coronavirus that results in fever, cough, and shortness of breath, with about a 40% fatality rate. It can spread through close contact with infected individuals and coming in contact with their respiratory fluids. There is no current vaccine for MERS, and the treatments available are to relieve the symptoms, not a cure. That is all for this video. Don't forget to like and share this content. Leave your comments below. We'll see you next time.